Are you taking stuff home you're not supposed to? Are you stealing from your employer? Are you stealing from people who come in here to buy drinks and have a good time?
I'm just like trying to add it up in my head because I mean, I was a bad kid before, to be honest.
They work in an industry that it's somewhat acceptable to steal. Within a matter of a couple hours, you can lose upwards of a couple $1,000.
Nothing to hide.
I'm a forensic psychophysiologist. Psycho meaning mind, physiology meaning body. I study how does your mind affect your body. I'm an independent seeker of the truth. Your lie will affect you. Your lie will affect those you love. You can't run from the truth. I'm Ken Donaldson, the lie detective.
Good afternoon, ITR. Yes. Hey, Roger, how's it going? Sounds great. What's his name, Roger? Okay, what's Cam's phone number? Okay. Okay. In the next day or two? Okay, sounds good. Okay, bye, Roger.
What I can do for Roger and people like Roger who own small businesses, I can tell them what's going on in their establishment when they're not there. He leaves people in position of trust who are in charge of sums of money that can sometimes go unaccounted for.
So we got a few things to go over here, boys. This coming weekend, we got UFC on Saturday. It's $10 to get in. One of the other things we wanted to touch on today was what we'd all talked about when we were brought on to the Brewhouse, and that's the polygraph test. Just to let everybody know, Ken will be doing periodic testing over the next couple of months. Cam's going tomorrow, so Joel's went, Ty's went, Catlin, you haven't went yet, but it's just for everybody's well-being. As you guys know, we don't do a lot of inventory check. We don't want to be weighing the bottles and taking up too much of your time. We want to make sure you guys are focused on the customers. We want to make sure we can trust you back there, and this is just a good check to make sure that me and my shareholders are taken care of, and that you guys are being treated fairly, and I'm not wasting anyone's time on a nightly basis.
I kind of knew the polygraph was coming up. Like before I started working here, I was friends with some of the other guys, so I knew it was part of what they did at the Brewhouse, and that's how they kept track of their inventory. Like it was more of an honor system, but a reinforced honor system with the polygraph.
All the bartenders have to go through a lie detector test prior to them becoming on full time and have a solid position here.
These people that we're bringing in off the street, we don't know who they are, and we're basically giving them thousands and thousands of dollars to control. It's just alcohol, girls, and money. It just all doesn't mix all the time. So we want to make sure that we can pay our bills at the end of the month.
Come on over and have a chair, Cam.
Sounds good.
We'll see you later.
You betcha.
Okay, thanks, Roger. You bet. I just got to get some personal information from you before we begin.
For sure.
How long have you worked here?
Just about 3 months now.
Like it?
Big time. Yeah, absolutely.
So you've been here 3 months. What do they have you doing? What are you doing for?
Bartending.
And you've been working for how long?
7 years.
Okay. Did you start out of high school in the bar business, or did you work?
As soon as I turned 18, actually no, so probably more like 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but I took a couple time off between for a while, so it's been on and off. But
yep.
In the bar business, I'd say about 5-6 years.
Okay.
Started off just as a porter, and then worked my way up to bartender, then management, and then back down to bartender.
Tell me, you guys, you make your money on your tips.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The money is in the tips. That's what pays my bills.
Right.
Checks are just kind of a bonus.
Yeah. Today, we're going to do a specific issue test, and it's going to deal with theft.
Okay.
Theft from your employer. I mean, here's my example. I always tell this to people. When you're here working, you'll have a pen, put it in your pocket. At the end of the night, you go home, you look, here's this pen in your pocket, you take it out, you throw it by the phone. I don't want you to say, well, I failed the test because I took a couple of pens home. I might have a half a dozen pens at home, or 10 or something. So in the 3 months you've been here, tell me, give me a value of stuff you might have taken home from here.
I'll say $60.
Okay.
So I'd say most of it would just be liquor.
Okay.
And then and maybe little things like pens and stuff. Like I don't think I'd put it much past $60.
And what kind of things are you talking about in the
Like
till?
if I forget to ring in a drink, like or forget to put it on somebody's tab, then doesn't get paid for. I count that as theft too. So.
Okay. So there are times when somebody's
Bar
left it.
towel. I know I've taken a couple bar towels by mistake too. Like just had them wrapped in my belt and came home with them. So.
And yeah, those things aren't worth, what, a couple bucks?
Yeah, they're expensive to clean, so I feel kind of bad, but I always forget to bring them back. I've probably got 3 in my apartment right now.
Okay. Okay, and what are you talking about when you're forgetting to ring stuff in? Somebody will leave and you get the tab and then you look down and go...
Or like if I'm buying somebody a drink, I'll forget to put it on my tab and stuff, or like...
Okay.
But then, usually if I remember, like, it's the funniest thing, like I'll remember like that night I'll be lying about like, oh, okay, I forgot that. So a few times I'll just come and ring it in a different day, so at least it's getting paid for and just pay for it out of pocket.
Right. The main thrust of this is theft from the Brewhouse, but it's not just theft from the Brewhouse. Sometimes when people are working a bar, they have opportunities to steal from other people. They can steal tips from coworkers. They can steal from customers, patrons, right? Yeah. So since you've been working here, have you noticed any other staff members who steal, take things without saying, cook who maybe grabbed a box of steaks and said, come on over for a barbecue, I got some...
Not that I know of, no. Like,
it's hard to try to police the other staff, and that's one of the reasons that I come in and do this testing, so that you guys really don't have to. Prior to 2008, because you weren't working here before 2008, right?
No.
Did you ever steal anything from someone who trusted you?
No, there's been a few occasions. Like, well, other jobs and stuff. Like, not ringing in drinks and that sort of thing.
That sort of thing?
Yeah.
This is just people where they work in an industry that it's somewhat acceptable to steal. And I don't know where it came from, but we don't want to be surrounded by thieves for sure.
Okay. Other than what you told me about before your 25th birthday, did you ever steal anything from your employer?
Yes. Again, like stuff like bar rags, that sort of thing, glassware.
Okay. Value?
Value? Well, it's a tough one. I'd say $1,000.
Okay. Never steal money from them?
Like just straight up stealing cash?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So, would only be the stuff that you're telling me about now. A few drinks, forgetting to ring stuff in.
Yeah, but there's like, I guess it could count as cash then, because like if I don't ring them in, because here the cash out system is different at the other places, so if it doesn't get rang in and I'm up money in my till, that just goes into my pocket. So yeah, I guess it does count as cash then. Yeah, I'll go with yeah. Honestly, for full monetary value, I'm just like trying to add it up in my head, because I was a bad kid before, to be honest. Well, okay, like to be perfectly honest, I used to have a bad problem. And I've been clean for a year now, so that's where all the theft came from before.
Okay, and it was to support that?
Yeah, to be perfectly honest.
Have a hard time?
It was tough. It was really tough. Yeah. Went to ADAC once, then fell back into it. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Makes me sick to my stomach to think about now. But started dating a good girl, and she helped me kick it. And, I've relapsed once or twice, but other than that, that's where all the theft came from before, and I just wanted to start fresh and get a good go of it here.
Well, and sometimes it's not easy to talk about, right?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty open about it, just so people kind of know my story, know where I'm coming from.
That's the main thing, and you know what? Somebody said this to me the other day. Yeah, it's not how far you fall; it's how you pick yourself back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And my life's gotten so much better since. Like, still probably drink a little too much, but hey, I can get past that.
Thanks for being honest with me about that.
No worries. It's the biggest thing. Like I made a lot of bad decisions when I was doing it, and like I said, with the Brewhouse, I just want to make a clean start here and fresh slate. So.
Okay. Well, the only thing I'm really concerned is are you taking stuff home you're not supposed to? Are you stealing from your employer? Are you stealing from people who come in here to buy drinks and have a good time, right? Or are you being upfront and honest and square with these people, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to find out. Okay?
Okay,
the specific issue test that I'm going to run on you too, we're going to talk about that. We're going to run it 3 or 4 times. I want consistent data over a period of time when I do my testing. Kind of what you see on TV where somebody asks somebody one question, they're hooked up to the polygraph, they make an opinion. That's not really how it works.
Okay.
No surprise questions for you.
Okay.
You're going to know exactly what I'm going to ask you well before I ever hook you up to the instrument, okay?
Okay.
I'm sort of just going to give you a little bit of a rundown on the equipment. This stuff's going to go around your body.
Okay.
2 things on your fingers. The blood pressure cuff can get a little bit uncomfortable. I like to tell people it's sort of like you lay on your couch, your hand falls asleep, gets a tingly feeling. It's about the worst thing that's going to happen.
And I
to
spend a
you.
lot of time on the couch, so I'm sure I'll be used to it.
Yeah, well, we haven't lost anybody yet. Now, we just got to ask you a couple of physiological questions.
Okay.
How many hours sleep did you get?
4 or 5.
Okay. And normal for you is how many?
These days, 4 or 5.
So that's about an average night for you?
Yeah, days off, I get 8 or 9, but
Okay. Did you eat anything yet this morning?
negative.
Are you presently taking any medications?
Nope.
Alcoholic beverages in the last 24 hours?
Yeah.
How much?
Um,
And what kind?
say 15 drinks, mix of beer and hard alcohol.
From when to when?
From say 6 till 12:31.
You weren't working then, or you were?
No, I was working days yesterday, but I just my girlfriend had her first night at work, so I went and visited her.
Okay, and your present health opinion? Poor, fair, good, or excellent?
I'm gonna go poor.
Poor?
Yeah,
Why is that?
I drink too much and I eat bar food.
Smoke?
Yes,
How much?
3 a day.
3 packs?
No, 3 cigarettes.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No.
Come on. If I could only smoke 3 cigarettes a day, I'd probably still be smoking. Okay, so I'm going to come and put the apparatus on you, okay?
Sounds good. It was kind of like a therapy, like I got some things off my chest, and I know it's out there now.
During the test, I'm just going to ask that you keep your hand very much like that. Okay, camera, you ready?
I'm ready.
Band your chest. That thing should stay perfectly still. Good. Cam, I'm just going to read you the questions from this next test.
Okay.
You don't have to answer them. I just want you to know them.
Okay.
Okay? Just like I said, because there's no surprises in this test. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to ask you before your 20th birthday, other than what you told me about, did you ever steal from an employer? Okay. Say, other than what you told me, did you lie to me about stealing anything from the Canadian Brewhouse? You
Okay.
told me $60 worth of stuff.
So
and
I think 60 is
yeah. High?
it might be give or take. Like I went up a little, I think. So,
Okay.
But
I always think you're better off to go a little high, and we're talking. you're
okay.
talking-
So then, honestly, let's say 75 just to be sure. Just-
Okay. Okay.
Like I can't put a full number on, but I just rather be absolutely sure.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and I want it to be a number that you feel comfortable with. You know, Cam is worried about the little things. He's worried about small stuff when really Roger and I are asking him questions. Is he a criminal in his workplace? Is he taking money from his employer and putting it in his pocket? That's what we want to know. So let's get started. Cam, this test is about to begin. Ask that you remain as still as you can, please, and answer me with a yes or no only.
Okay.
Regarding theft from your work, do you intend to answer truthfully each question about that?
Yes.
Other than what you told me, did you lie to me about stealing anything when working at the Canadian Brewhouse?
No.
Other than what we talked about before your 25th birthday, did you ever steal from your employer?
No.
Other than what you told me about, did you lie about knowledge of anyone stealing anything from the Canadian Brewhouse?
No.
All right, that concludes that chart. Just relax, Cam.
Okay.
How's your arm feeling?
It's all right. So nerves are a little shot, but that's all good.
Yeah, that's okay. You're supposed to be nervous.
Okay, good.
If you weren't nervous, I'd be worried for you.
Okay.
Okay, it's not a comfortable position you're in.
Yeah. I think I'm just like overthinking the questions a little too, but it's all
You know what?
good.
Just
Cool.
answer the questions. We'll just run one more quick one. I just like consistent data, right?
Okay, sounds
Okay, you
good.
ready?
Yeah, you bet.
Let's go. Same thing, I'll inflate the blood pressure cuff. I'm going to reach over there, squeeze your arm,
Okay.
ask you those same 10 questions. We'll just do it again.
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, Cam, this test is about to begin. Is this the month of July?
Yes.
Other than what we talked about, prior to 2008, did you ever steal anything from someone who trusted you?
No.
All right, that concludes this test. So relax, I'll come take that apparatus off. You can.
Okay.
Okay, you're good? Okay, thanks.
No problem. Thank you. That was intense.
That was
It was the most intense thing I've ever done. I was super nervous the whole time. Like, I kept second guessing myself every time he was asking questions. It's a hard thing to sit through, like sit there still, like with some of the hardest questions you've ever been asked.
Okay, so right now we're just playing back Cam's chart. As you can see, here's his image, and here's the stuff that I'm recording on my polygraph equipment. Now this line, these blue lines, P2 and P1, are breathing. So every time he breathes in, up it goes. Every time he breathes out, down. So we want nice, smooth up and down lines that indicate his breathing. Green line that we have here is his galvanic skin response, or how much he's perspiring. And I'm recording that with those pads on his 2 fingers. Below that, you'll see the red line, which is cardio. I'm recording his pulse rate as well as his blood volume. So if you look at every time there's a beat, that's a pulse rate. Also, as it moves up and down the page, that's the blood volume changing. I need to print these charts out and score them by hand. It's great to just watch them to make sure you didn't miss anything as the test was going on, but ultimately we need to put these things on paper and mark them and score them by hand.
What kind of questions they ask you?
Well, like, I just got everything out of the way at the beginning. Like, it's just like, I just told him like about like how I used to have a problem and stuff, and
Yeah.
just told him like I screwed up with some of my other jobs and stuff too. So I just got it out of the way, and I was just honest with him. Like,
Yeah.
just asking like, other than what we talked about, did you steal or did you take anything else or anything? I just said no. So
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
How many questions roughly?
10, I think. There's 10 exactly. He asked me all of them 3 times over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out. Eh?
Yeah. I'm like I was like sweating so much because like I'm half hungover too, so I'm just like, is this gonna screw up the test?
I ask people what they did the night before. I ask them how many hours sleep they've had, and then I sort of make a judgment call. You know, size of person, amount of drinks, amount of time sleeping, amount of time awake that morning. And with Cam, I made an evaluation that he wasn't under the influence of anything at the time he came for the test. He had been drinking the night before, but it wasn't affecting him at the time of the examination. Hey, Roger.
Hey,
so,
Ken.
done with Cam's charts, and there's some things that we should maybe talk about.
For sure. Okay.
You know how always I ask people about their past, what they've been doing, what they're stealing, who's taking what do you take. Prior to working here, he was with another place, stole about $1,000 worth of stuff of that from there over about a 5-year period, maybe even a 4-year period. He said a lot of that had to do with an addiction problem he had, and he suffered from. Now, he said he's gone to get help for it.
Okay.
He's gone to ADAC, spent some time in counseling with that, had a few relapses, but isn't doing that at present.
Okay.
Okay, he told me since he's been here, and he says he's been with you about 3 months,
Yeah.
he would estimate his theft from the business here at about $75.
Okay.
You're looking at about $25 a month. And I said, okay, let's break that down for me. He said, you know, got a few pens, right? Things that people take. It's just sort of a common thing. He said he's got a few bar towels at home. So he keeps forgetting to bring them back. And the bulk of maybe what he has taken or value-wise, he's forgot to ring in things.
Okay. Well, thanks for the
Yeah,
news.
yeah, no
and
problem,
we'll deal
Roger.
with it accordingly.
All right? Have
Okay.
yourself a good day.
Yeah, you too, Ken.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
It happens quite often that when people come into my office to discuss a particular issue, they'll open up to me about all kinds of things that really aren't on topic. But I let them get it out because emotionally they need to get that out of their system before they take a test with me.
I'd rather just get it all out there, and so Raj knows everything.
Shake it, brother.
So there's no secrets, like nothing comes up out of the, like, no skeletons in my closet come out.
So, wanted to thank you for coming in.
Okay.
You know, and talking with Ken today.
Yeah, no problem.
Like we
man.
talked about when we brought you on, it's a big part of what we do around here, and you know, he brought up some stuff that, you know, I'd like to talk to you about. You know, I think there's a lot of things we need to make sure we keep an eye on, but
Okay.
the all-around is you passed the test.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't have any doubt, and I don't think you did either.
Oh, cheers, man.
Congratulations.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, and just to let you know, I'm always here for you. My office door is always open.
Awesome, man.
If I can always help you out, you know, inside of work, outside of work, you just let me know. But you know, there's going to be some stuff we can talk to you about and
For
take
sure.
this to the next level.
Cheers, Roger. Thanks a lot,
for
man.
sure.
Thank God.
Well, Jolie, I failed, man. It's been good.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon, dude. Yeah, I passed. Awesome. He's gonna hate me. Woo! I'm feeling straight up relief right now. Like, I knew I passed, but you know, I'm still nervous. Like, I was second guessing myself while I was answering all those questions. I'm like, stupidest things would pop in my mind, and just, I was like, oh no, is that gonna throw off the machine? But it's done now. I'm passed. I'm clear, so I'm feeling good to go and carry on at the Brewhouse here. Good day in my life for sure.
Well, I'm definitely happy. I mean, Cam takes a big role on the bar, and dealing with thousands of dollars every day. I mean, that's great news for me. Yeah, and this is definitely time well spent.
Honestly, to do the liquor control and all that at the end of the night, like to count all the bottles of beer, takes an extra 2 hours. At 3 a.m, it gets to be a late night, so it's kind of him doing a favor for us by giving us this polygraph test and him shelling out the money to do it.
Being an owner-operator, I like to get involved with these bartenders, being that they do spend so much time here. And yeah, it's nice to know that he's trying to get over everything, and you know, we'll do what we can to help him out.
Everyone that's involved in taking the polygraph, I think it develops a big circle of trust with all the guys behind the bar and all the owners and managers. We're here to make honest money, and everyone appreciates that, and we all trust each other.
Get some Z's, huh?
So I'm excited to meet Roger today. You know, I've only ever spoken to him on the phone and so forth.
Get out of that old office for a bit.
I didn't even eat dinner last night.
What?
No.
What did I have?
You had sandwiches.
That's right, I did have sandwiches. We're going away for the weekend.
No, I can't wait to go away for the weekend. Have some R&R at the cabin and just chill.
It's been a while.
Perfect.
There.
Hey, how's it going?
How are
Very
you?
good, thank you. How are you two today?
Good, thank you.
Hey, so is Roger here today?
No, I'm sorry, Roger. You just stepped out.
Oh, too bad. I was going to introduce him to my wife, Leslie. They've talked on the phone. I work for Roger. I'm Ken. I'm the guy who does all the polygraph tests for him.
I can.
Have you heard of it? Maybe you've heard a few people talk.
That the bartenders kind of have to pass this polygraph to, you know, in order to work here.
You know, before we did polygraph, we had a business up north, running a store, and we too had issues with theft. I can totally get why Roger's doing this with his staff.
You know, they got that trust, you know, that they can trust the people behind the bar serving the beers and everything.
They sleep better at night, I'm sure.
Yeah. Can I get you something to drink over here, perhaps?
I'll have an iced tea today, please.
A nice tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have a pint of Canadian.
Pints of Canadian. Come on, right up.
Thanks a lot. That's great.